Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstir Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nation people, that's W-O-R-I-M-I, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Righto, entertainment only. And secondly, the eyes, they look worse than what they are. I've been to the doctors. She seems to think it's something, it's an allergy thing. So she's given me some over-the-counter treatments to give it a go. If it doesn't start clearing up within the next couple of weeks, she's referred me to a specialist optometrist. So yeah, no worries about that. And don't worry about the eyes themselves. I could actually read the bottom line of the eye chart from across the doctor's office. So no dramas with the eyes at all. Very quickly, oh yes, the open home went fabulous yesterday, considering the weather is feral. And it was only for half an hour. We had 5 groups through. It was 5 o'clock in the evening, which means it was pretty dark. But, you know, the house looks good when it's dark and it's got the heated floors, etc. So it would have felt absolutely fabulous. Great feedback. However, no money offer straight off the bat. So looking at getting photographs done tomorrow. So basically I'm in a long quack away saying, goodness knows what tomorrow's going to bring, because I'm getting the photographs done for the house for it to then go public. My father-in-law apparently is getting discharged from hospital, so somehow we've got to get him on the 5-hour round trip home, and I will actually be staying up with him probably for a couple of nights over the weekend, just to make sure he's okay. My husband has to be taken to the airport because he's flying out for work purposes. So tomorrow is just going to be one of those days. I will try and get on, but if I don't, I'll actually come on my Saturday instead, because I will be up at my father-in-law's place and I will have pretty much nothing else to do. Okay, where do I start today? Well, lots of news has come out. Talk about shock horror MTG. Oh, goodness me. Anti-Netanyahu, anti-Trump's visa policy regarding Palestinian children. Holy crumbs, did she come out and lay it out? So I never actually thought that I'd be siding with MTG. I've put a link to her post in my post section. Go to Maighstir Tarot under any video and head over and have a look. But apparently what's happened is that Netanyahu has ordered 60,000 reservists be called up for, let's put it, the invasion of Gaza. It's the same as Russia invading Ukraine. Mass protests in Israel about this. Apparently the protest has topped that magical 3.5%, which doesn't sound a lot, but apparently it is a tipping point. So just know, please just understand that these actions that have been taken are actions of desperation, because they know these, you know, the Netanyahus and the orange twerp and the Kremlin, etc., and others in that sphere, they know that their time is very limited, in that they are really in the cornered rat stage, and it is when the cornered rat is most dangerous and makes the most obscene demands. So just be aware of that. My heart absolutely goes out to the Palestinian people. I really honestly have nothing to say, because I'm sending them my prayers, and that's all I can do from over in Australia. Oh, Netanyahu lashing out again at Anthony Albanese, our Prime Minister, Albo, as we like to call him, ALBO. Which again is an indicator that Netanyahu knows that he's in the wrong, because he's becoming even more unhinged in his tantrum throwing. So just be aware. Absolutely just one word, and it begins with F. Let me put it that way. Okay, what am I going to have a look at first up? Oh, apparently there were 4 arrested at the Texas Capitol last night for trespass, one of them being a Democratic Party leader, not elected leader. I think they were more in the sort of behind the scenes stuff. Apparently the Capitol closed at 10:30, and at 10:31 these 4 people were arrested as they were, I believe, attempting to leave. So again, we're going to see more of this sort of thing because of this desperation and cornered rat energy. The orange twerp, oh my goodness, Palouse. He was on a far right-wing interview overnight, I believe, and basically called Netanyahu a war hero, and then said that he was one too because he ordered the bombers to Iran. 5 times draft dodger for Vietnam? Don't think so. Don't think you're a war hero any. And then he started whinging about how he didn't get enough attention and thanks from the rest of the world in regards to bombing Iran. Oh, can someone please just put a pin in it? Right, but what am I going to look at first up? I'm going to have a look at the Epstein files. So apparently Bill Barr has done his deposition. I don't know whether he's got more to go, but he was in there for a couple of hours and basically was, I see nothing in his deposition. I know nothing. And yeah, pretty much those that are my generation will know who I'm imitating there, even though no accent. I'm not even going to try accents nowadays. So Bill Barr basically came out and said if there was anything in the Epstein files on the Biden administration would have leaked it out. The Biden administration don't leak, not like the Orange Twerp administrations, like Leaky Sieves, the Orange Twerps. And he said he didn't see any information that could implicate the Orange Twerp. The deposition was behind closed doors. According to the Democrats that were in there, it was very softball questioning, and they actually left with more questions than answers from the deposition. And my opinion is if there is nothing, then how about release the Steele dossiers unredacted? Remember how those were literally, there was more blackout than there was actual printed words. Well, if there's no implication, if there's nothing, then release the Steele dossier as well, or the Mueller report. Pick either. Take a choice, or both, preferably. Anyhow. There's a puppy dog there having a sleep. It's just me and the fur babies at home. Spot's over in the corner having a snooze over there. And Sneaks, the cat, is outside in this feral weather, but she is undercover on the outdoor furniture. There's really comfortable indoor furniture. Why on earth? But anyhow, she's a cat. She will do what she wants to do. And we do have a pet door, so she can come and go as she pleases. Okay, so what I want to have a look at is, well, first of all, I'll throw a couple of cards on. Maybe use the Runic Tarot. My guys do tell me what cards to use, so let's have a look at the Runic Tarot today. On Bill Barr's deposition, was he hiding anything? And of course he was, allegedly, but let's have a look. See what the cards say. Was Bill Barr in his deposition to the House Oversight Committee, was he hiding, covering up? I get that he was lying by, what's the word when you choose not to say anything? Omission. Lying by omission is what I'm getting. The Sun card, yes. Big time. I thought that might have been the Chariot for a moment because the Chariot card is very similar, but it's greys. Yeah, he was. Absolutely. This is the biggest yes card in the deck. And the other one we've got is the Six of Pentacles. It's tossing someone to the wolves and then closing ranks behind. I mean, I know this is the giving and receiving help card, and it's also my money laundering card and blah, blah, blah. But what's happened basically is they've thrown this guy out to fend for himself, and then they've closed ranks behind him. So let's have a look. Is how I see that card anyhow. Right, Bill Barr, was he lying by omission? I mean, the way he worded it was very, you got to remember, he was an attorney. He was DOJ during the Bush era. I think Bush the first, was it? I'm not sure which bush it was, one of the bushes. He was DOJ during that era. He was DOJ during the Orange Twerp's first regime. So he's, the word I'm getting is slippery. He's very slippery. He knows what to say, to not say anything, and not to implicate himself. So he basically said, didn't see any information that would implicate the Orange Twerp. He also said that he didn't see client lists or discuss client lists with the Orange Twerp. So it wasn't that he didn't discuss other things with the Orange Twerp, he just didn't discuss the client list. Sorry, I find if it gets itchy, if I just press it is the best option. The reason why they look red is I have given them the wipe with the treatment, and of course it made them all red. Okay, come on down, let's have a look. Right, I do have the overhead lights on because it is literally such a ghastly day, but let's see where we go. So Bill Barr, did he lie by omission? Okay, well, we've got the King of Cups here. Oops, sorry. The King of Cups, the emotionally mature, negotiator, diplomat, smooth-tongued one. Let me just put it that way. Presented what he wanted to present. Kings are about doing externally for me. Queens are about doing internally. So yeah, he was up in the hot seat presenting, but he was presenting in a very, I'm going to say, mild manner, in a very diplomatic manner. Okay, doesn't mean he presented everything. He didn't offer anything. Challenged by the King of Swords. Oh, two kings straight out the bat, which is about action. So the King of Swords, very much about taking action in regards to strategy, in regards to legality, in regards to, if you can see that is the overhead lights shining on them, I do apologise, in regards to truth, bringing forward truth. That's the challenge for him, is the truth being brought forward. I am going to have a look at the actual documents in a little bit later in this reading. You know, you don't have 1,000 agents poring over 10,000 pages of documents without having them highly redacted or altered, but we'll have a look at that. The challenge for Barr is the truth, basically. Bringing forth the truth. So yeah, omission, pretty much. The energy he's stewing in is the Temperance card, moderation. Okay, thank you. I'm getting told wishy-washy, if that makes sense. Looking over the shoulder to see what he can get away with. It just feels very, if I say beige on beige on beige, but he knew exactly what words to use so that he didn't implicate himself. Okay, let's keep going. In the past, okay, tossed out of the ranks, the Six of Pentacles. Somebody got tossed out of the ranks here. Was that Bill Barr being put up as the sacrificial lamb? Could be. I suspect there are other people other than Barr that could have been questioned that would actually bring a lot more information forward. So it's almost like, you know what you're doing, you do it, take your protection with you, and we'll close ranks behind you. Okay? So if I say he was subpoenaed to make a spectacle, to make it appear that the Republicans are doing something, the Oversight Committee is doing something under James Comer, who was Republican of Kentucky. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's basically he drew the short straw, is what I'm getting, because of his legal ability. Right. However, the energy over all of this in the here and now is the corrupt disregard for human life. Pure and simple. couldn't give a rat's backside about the humanity of it all. They're just playthings to these people, to be disposed of when they've outlived their usefulness. Indolent corruption, pretty much. Yeah, that's the energy over Bill Barr. Sorry. I might just pause you and go and turn that light off. Hang on a sec. Hopefully that's still okay. I just know, suffering migraines myself, that a bright light like that coming out of nowhere can be absolutely triggering. Yes, so corruption, indolence, disregard for human life, almost on the brink of boredom. Now, it may also be that his testimony was boring, because it feels like it was just beige on beige on beige. Okay. However, the immediate future is the Ace of Swords. New truth coming forward. New strategy, perhaps, cutting through. So I don't think Bill Barr will be found in contempt or perjury, but I think he will be found, in all honesty, you don't have to give more information than you're asked to give. I mean, if you're in a court of law or something and they ask you a yes/no question, you say yes or no. You don't add a disclaimer at the end. But there's more. There is more, and I think it might cut through what because externally, I'm asking about Bill Barr's testimony, keeping secret about the actions of this devil energy while it's under investigation. Basically, don't tell them anything more than what they actually ask. And from what the Dems have said that were in there, including Jasmine Crockett and amongst others, the questioning was incredibly softball. Basically, tell us what you feel like telling us type thing. And they left with more questions than answers. So yeah, he's covering for the devil during this investigation. Absolutely. Internally, the plotting going on in the dark corners. So I know this is the Nine of Cups. It can be wish fulfillment and be careful what you wish for, etc. But to me, it looks like, you got the three figures here and the waiter. And the waiter, if he hasn't got wings on his hat, I don't quite know what they are. They look like wings to me, bringing the cups to these three individuals in the quiet, dark corner of the pub. I think Bill Barr was actually given the questions before he went in, because this is the plotting that goes on, the emotional plotting that goes on. Remembering we had the King of Cups to start with. Yep, okay, right. The hopes and fears, judgment, the collective awakening, the destruction that this knowledge would bring, the release of the feminine energy. Okay, the outcome. I'm asking about Bill Barr's testimony. He might find himself legally entrapped about something with that Eight of Swords. Might find himself legally restricted with information that's going to come out of left field with that Page of Cups that is going to show that he lied via omission. I'm going to say that, via omission. I know nothing. Somebody's going to bring forward some information that is going to legally trap him and show that he has lied and or simply betrayed. There's an Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes in regards to this. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. I think this is bringing forward documentary information, and then the Three of Swords. the betrayal, the treason, the heartbreak, loss, despair. Right, in the face of Barr's indolence, with that Four of Cups, there is going to be inflammatory information that is brought forward that is going to expose him for who he is and what he did. And then we've got the Justice card, and then we've got the King of Wands. So this could be somebody, this could be the Sheldon Whitehouse or Dick Durbin or one of those figures in Congress. So remember that they, is it Massey, the Republican? I'm just trying to remember. They're bringing some of the survivors to talk to the press. So this may be inflammatory, contradictory information, because here you've got the secrets being revealed. Okay. I don't think this is over for Bill Barr. I think he's been very careful with his words so that he is not implicating himself or dear leader. But I do feel that there is going to be information that comes out that will add to what Barr has said or contradict him. Let's have a look. For those that are wondering, oh yeah, we've got the Ace of Swords and then that High Priestess. So something is going to cut through, some powerful truth that is going to reveal secrets that are just simply being left out. Okay, so what's going to happen there? Let's have a look. Who is going to bring forward? Women. Women are going to bring, what's that? The Queen of Pentacles. Probably some documented information. Might be a statutory declaration or something. I don't think it's going to be photographs or anything with Barr. Let's have a look. Bill Barr. He's not telling the truth, the whole truth, and anything but the truth. So help him God. Oh, goodness me, the orange felon now is trying to negotiate his way into heaven. Oh, please. What does he think's going to meet him there? 7 Vestial Virgins or something? Oh, gosh. Let's have a look. There's something more. What is going to come out to contradict Bill Barr? Then I'll have a look at the documents themselves that are going to come forward. You can guarantee that they'll be full of Democrats and celebrities, but no Republicans. But I'll have a look at that in a minute. Right, entertainment only, just a reminder, allegedly. What is going to come out that will put Bill Barr in the 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords situation? Oh, that's way too many. That's just lazy shuffling. Those cards are meant to come forward. They will come to the top. What is going to come out that is that 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords for Bill Barr? Okay. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be big. The Sun card. Something huge is going to be exposed. Something huge is going to be revealed. Let's see if we can nut out what it is. The Ace of Pentacles, challenged by the Ace of Pentacles. New documentary evidence is what I'm feeling there. Pentacles can mean documents. They can mean health, wealth, for votes when I'm talking about elections. But they can also mean documents. They can mean protection. Some form of protection here. Something big. Now, aces are very much about if you you've been presented with something, an opportunity, and if you don't learn the lesson, you are destined to repeat it, basically, with the Ace of Pentacles. You have an opportunity to grow and move on to where you are meant to be going. But Ace of Pentacles, I think there's some documentation or something along those lines that's going to come out. There's that Ten of Swords. Right, remember that fell out, and I said if it's going to come out again, it'll pop to the top. Well, here it is, this Ten of Pentacles. It's ending of a cycle. It's legacy. It's usually the decrepit old man sitting in the chair waiting to pass over. But there's something here that is, okay, thank you. Raping and pillaging is what springs to mind. A legacy of raping and pillaging. And it may also be brought in from overseas, perhaps, because these are Viking ships coming from overseas and invading. So that's the energy that this is stewing in. And I think when it comes, it's going to come with force. Absolute force and power behind it. In the past, we've got the Three of Pentacles, the dark money behind the scenes, the nefarious plotting that goes on. Just that sort of energy. That's in the past, this plotting. Icky, 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 crowning this threading, we have a young person bringing forward the truth. I said that before, I think, with these survivors. Somebody's going to come forward and dob in Barr. So the Page of Swords, a young person bringing forth the Ace of Swords with them. Immediate future, the Chariot, chaotic movement forward, or just really chaos. And it feels like it's going to be chaos in the Oversight Committee. It's almost like chairs overturned, running for the door, like somebody's yelled fire in a movie theatre type thing. That's the vibe I'm getting off that card. It's going to be a shock, horror, disbelief, running for the door type energy is what I'm getting there, which is going to bring about an ending. Look at these two tens. Information or documentation coming forward, and it's going to be the downfall and the end for Barr. I did read, a month or so ago, that literally on his deathbed he will confess. Oh, please, being the good Catholic that he is. Surely he can do that a little bit earlier. Okay. And here we have internally, so what is it that's going to bring him that 8 and 3 of Swords? Internally, we have women, children, women, bringing forward this sword of truth. They were children, they are now women. The wrath of God being brought down upon him. 7 of Wands can be about defending oneself, but pretty much the wrath of God being brought down upon him. The outcome, the 7 of Wands, target on his back as he reaps what he has sown in the past. He's going to be facing judgment, and it may not necessarily be judgment on earth. He might be getting a really interesting life review. And then we have the Empress, the painful birth of something new that brings healing and nurturing. You've got the Wheel of Fortune that turns here. You've got the Pentacle. You've got the Raven that brings the information. You've got the treasure chest here with the pentacles or money in it. You've got the Sword of Truth, and the Raven is sitting on this. I'll lift it up. The Raven is sitting on the Sword of Truth that disappears behind the Ace of Swords, that is sitting in behind the treasure chest, and the Empress here, while holding the babe in arms, is spinning the Wheel of Fortune. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Inflammatory truth being brought forward. And that might kick him over the edge with the Death card. Oh boy. And then he is going to meet his maker with the Hierophant there. I'm just going to say that'll be his life review. And literally, and then he moves on into the afterlife with the Six of Swords. I know that's not the usual tarot reading, but that's what I'm getting. That is what I'm getting. You've got on the bottom the energy that is in the here and now. What is it that Barr's going to bring Barr? That Eight of Swords, Three of Swords. You've got the King of Pentacles. This is the oligarchs. You've got the Devil, the investigation of all this nefarious corruption, etc. And then you have the World card, bringing this to an end. And then dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Okay. You've then got the Surrender card and then the Sword of Truth. And I really think this is his bedside confession. Okay, I want to have a look at the, this might be a little bit of a long reading. I do apologise for that. Go, pause it and go and make yourself another cup of tea. Says me with my chamomile, ginger and whatever else is in a cup there. Let's have a look. I want to have a look at the survivors. So I'm going to use the Lightseers Tarot, beautiful deck, the survivors, and then I want to have interestingly enough, there's Three of Wands. Now, in that runic tarot, twice I saw that the Three of Wands was the next card and I chose not to put it out. This is Three of Wands, looking at the bigger picture, broader horizons, messages coming in from overseas perhaps. Okay, so I will say, beware look out for the Three of Wands energy. Because it was literally in that runic tarot when I was putting the cards out, the next card, and I looked at it and went, oh, I don't know quite how that fits in, but there it is when I get the Lightseers Tarot out again. So that's obviously a card of significance. Let's have a look. Oh, is it a card of significance? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And then we've got that King of Swords again. So, yeah, there is going to be information that comes in, possibly from overseas or just bigger picture information. And if that wasn't the... Oh, gosh, I split the deck and I got the Three of Swords with the Sun still on the bottom. And then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. It is time. The wheel is turning. So let's have a look. The survivors. The Ace of Wands is poking itself out at me there as well. So this is about bringing forward new information. What are the survivors going to add to this? Even if I don't know that they're going into the Oversight Committee investigation, but hey, they'll still get their story out there on the steps of the Capitol. Tell me about what are the survivors going to bring? What are the survivors going to bring? What are the survivors? I just hear very articulate women, supported by women. I mean, there will be men there as well, but supported by women. Oh, speaking of which, Queen of Cups. I saw this one on the top, and then when I went to put it out, the Queen of Cups showed herself. This is very much about moving on. Can be legally, it can be intellectually, but moving on to calmer waters. And the second card that was there is the Queen of Cups. We're not going to hear everything. There's so much emotion that is very deep for these women that they've had really to function in life, that they've had to submerge and lock away. But what we hear is going to be powerful as it is. I think if they actually, some of it, we just don't need to know. We don't need to know, and it's none of our business. But yeah, the Queen of Cups, lifting the lid on the emotion of this. So I'm just going to put those as the two signifier cards there. Lifting the lid on the emotion and letting it out. They're going to be articulate. They're going to be heart-rending with what they tell, but it is part of their moving on. And I think what will happen is you'll find more will come out, more women will come forward. The energy that they're in is Five of Cups. It's going to be incredibly emotionally challenging. It's going to be a huge obstacle for them to overcome, but they are literally have for their lives been sucked dry by this false light in this bottom of this well. It's almost like, therapy 3 times a week, but not making any progress type thing. They've been pouring themselves emotionally and spiritually down into this black pit, and this light that's so promising just never comes to the surface. So what's happening is they are trying something different. They are doing something different. They're looking at that cup that has those pentacles in it, the shining lights of the seeds that they can plant for the future to go forward. And speaking of planting the seeds for the future, there it is. In the past, so this is the energy that they're in. In the past, the seed, I think they've already planted these seeds. And past can literally be an hour ago, week ago, month ago. They've planted these seeds instead of, as I said, trying to tamper it down and work through the darkness over and over. They're taking a different step, and they have taken that different step, I think, by saying yes to coming along to this for Senator Durbin, etc. The Eight of Pentacles. So I'm asking about the survivors here. They have the power to choose what they want to do going forward. Eight of Pentacles. It is up to them what they want to release. It is up to them what they want to do with that information. It is up to them what they want to share. They have been contemplating, and I say they because I think we've got 7 and 8 of Pentacles here now. I think it's a progression, and I think they are supporting each other, and I think they have amazing support from women who are outside the survivor cohort in that sense. Statistics came out in Australia that said 1 in 4 women in Australia have been abused in some way. I would say the statistics are closer to 3 out of every 4, because abuse takes many, many, many forms, and a lot of it's not reported, and a lot of it, us women, we take upon ourselves and blame ourselves, and we don't see it as the abuse that it is. But yeah, they have contemplated, they have looked, they have decided what they want to share, and that is their business. We don't need to know the nitty-gritty detail. We don't need to know just don't indulge in speculation and gossip about these women. Okay, they're going to bring their stories forward. Ace of Pentacles, they're going to bring their stories forward. Page of Pentacles, bringing forward the Ace. They're going to step in. This is externally, step into their feminine power. Absolutely, they're going to bring it. This is the highest feminine power, alongside the Empress as well. This is where universe has got them. This is stepping into their spiritual protection. Powerful card externally. Internally, we're going to hear some stuff that is going to be surprising, but also more importantly, emotionally, it's going to, these women are going to feel like they're cut in half again. What they are going to share will come from the heart. It will be intense. It will be honest, but it will sweep the feet out from under them again on an emotional level. So just be aware of that. A lot of emotion here. However, hopes and fears. The Hierophant, they are going to step into their power, take control of their lives, make the decision about what they want their future to look like, and they are going to take the steps to reach that. Do not underestimate these women with the Hierophant there. They have support, equal footing support. It's not the Lover's card, it's the Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups. They have emotional support, and together they can make this happen. So this is the outcome. Support. Four of Swords, the need to heal, the need to go within, the need to look after themselves, most importantly. But they have strengths beyond what you and I can comprehend. This is part of their healing process. Do not underestimate the strength they are bringing forth to expose this to everyone with the Sun card. Just looking at the next couple of cards. I mean, they are pretty much along the same vein. By them coming forward will help others to do so with that Six of Pentacles, and then it will bring the Ten of Swords. It will allow them to put down the baggage that they do not need to carry in their lives any longer, and that they can go forward with a lighter load. But we've got to get through. We've got to get through. The media are going to be hyenas. Let me just put it that way. The media are going to be hyenas. We've got that Three of Wands again on the bottom. This is the fourth time it's shown itself to me, the second time I've shown it to you. The Three of Wands, the bigger picture, bringing forward the information, the messaging coming together. The Two of Swords, well, the question is then what do we do with it? The Ace of Swords, the Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Wands, and the Defiance. They're going to have to put themselves with the Seven of Wands. They're going to have to really protect themselves because there will be those that attack them, but they've got this defiance, they've got this support, protect themselves. You've got here about what emotionally went on in the past in regards to this unbalanced relationships that they were in. It is going to be viewed differently. With the Hanged Man, I'm just looking to see if I keep going. We've then got the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of anxiety and mental, intellectual, mental health issues with this Five of Swords. It's about rewriting the programming in their minds about their worth and their truth. And then the Five of Pentacles, it's about breaking out of this safe space, the self-imposed restriction to be able to go to unlock the door, pick up the key to unlock the door to the potential going forward. But sharing the message, the Knight of Wands, will bring them emotional joy and freedom. And it's about looking towards the future instead of the would have, should have, could have at the past in the emotional level. And we've got the Star card, the Star of Hope and Healing, and then the Ten of Swords. Letting go of this truth, letting it out there, letting it fly, let it be seen, and stepping over the horizon into the new beginning. The Knight of Swords, harsh truth coming forward rapidly, quickly, but they will be seen and heard. They will be seen and heard and applauded for their strengths. Okay, so these are really positive cards. I do like these. It is not going to be easy. The media, the mainstream media are going to be like you can just about guarantee it, and you don't need to be a psychic to know this. You just know that that's what the mainstream media are going to be like. They're going to be like a blooming pack of vultures or hyenas or whatever. They're just going to be ghastly, ghastly, ghastly. But these women who were children at the time, powerful message to bring forward. They have support. They have strength beyond what you and I could ever imagine. Okay, I want to have a look at, I'm going to use the True Crime deck. I want to have a look at the actual documents that are going to be presented. You can just about guarantee that they will be redacted within an inch of his life. Apparently, they're only supposed to have the victims' names redacted. However, you don't have 1,000 agents combing through tens of thousands of, I don't know whether it was pages or documents, to scrub them without documents being scrubbed, pretty much. So what is the DOJ going to present to the Oversight Committee? They've been subpoenaed to supply all the documents, but I bet they won't. What is the DOJ going to supply to the Oversight Committee? Let's have a look. Oh, what's that? That's flipped over. The chameleon, hidden in plain sight, pretty much. We know it's about what is hidden rather than what is revealed. So let's keep going. What is going to be in the report, files, whatever paperwork, whatever documentation that the DOJ are going to present to the Oversight Committee? It's going to be about what has been removed. Now, what I'm getting here is it's going to be obvious that stuff has been removed. It's okay, thank you. It's going to be up to the Oversight Committee as to whether they demand it or not. But it's almost like it's hidden in plain sight what is not there. It's a bit like the supposed video of the prison cell where when those that went through it said, well, actually it's cobbled together. It's not a continuous video. They've taken bits from other places, etc. And there's a whole 3 minutes missing. You know, hidden in plain sight. It's going to be obvious that it's not all there. Okay, challenged by, is this an ending and a new beginning or simply deaths? Challenged by death. Wow. I'm actually feeling a bit in the tummy there, in the throat. Looks like a skull out in the desert. It's been left out in the desert and it's all desiccated away. It's going to be what's left out. On the bottom we've got party, party, party. The parties. Yes, secret. The energy it's stewing in, it's about what the DOJ have felt needs to be kept secret. In the past, we've got the money, the greed, the greedy, who paid handsomely. So you've got the gold bars there in the past. Could even be the money trails, but pretty much it's the greed. crowning this reading, oh gosh, I'm not going to say that out loud. The censor bots would have a field day. Could be about the post-mortem that took place. Now, I know a few of you will say, oh, Epstein's brother was there. He wasn't in the room during the post-mortem. He identified his brother from photographs, not actually visually seeing him in the flesh. It might be the details about the actual supposed Epstein passing that is missing. Because, I mean, what have we got? Hidden death, suicide, and secret. The immediate future family, that might be Epps' brother. Outer space. That's an interesting one. I don't think anybody's getting taken by aliens here. This could just simply have mean spirited away. And internally we've got you owe debt. You owe. So what's these reports going to bring or not bring? Hopes and fears. Trapped. I mean, look at the dog here. Going to trap somebody, I suspect. A fear of somebody's fearing being trapped. The dating, that would potentially be Ghislaine, fire. And being offed. That could be Ghislaine. Right, we've got celebrities. A celebrity running away. Power supply and water. To me, this feels like a celebrity, I hate to say it, doing themselves in by electricity, like dropping the toaster in the bath. And then you've got the accomplice, the partner in crime, is going to have an accident. Oh boy, this is back to Ghislaine again. Some sort of accident. You've got the party, but you've got life insurance, affair, crime of passion, but then you've got this and surveillance, which to me, and if I keep going, you've got caregiver, travel, and other aliens, outer space and aliens. Do not be, oh gosh, again, it feels like Ghislaine, she's got life, she's got insurance in regards to what happened. She, again, it's pointing at, this might be Ghislaine herself, the celebrity, running away, but a power supply and water, with an accomplice and partnership having an accident, the dating and the fiery. Again, this is taking me to, I want to ask about the documents themselves. It's almost like, again, it's taking me to that Maxwell is going to have an ending, but she does have the life insurance in place that if something happens to her, it will be released. Is that what we're getting? Is that what I'm getting? Is that the documents you guys are talking about? Not what gets sent to Congress, but the Ghislaine Maxwell documents that will be released upon her accidental something or other. Is that the documents you're talking about? Is that the documents you're talking about? Not what gets given to Congress, but what gets released in the event of something happening to Maxwell? Is that the documents you're talking about? What the documents you're talking about? The documents I don't know how many cards they want me to put out. Right, you've got tunnel. So something underground. Underground, overseas by boat. Almost feels like a little fishing village or something. So something hidden underground that can only be reached by boat. Okay. Family. Now we know that Maxwell does have family. Family might have it. Okay. You've got here in the past travel. So it has travelled overseas. Is that the documents? And I'm going to say it lists the money. I think it's a money book, a payment book, or a blackmail book, something like that. Okay, let's see where it goes. Again, we've got the aliens card there. Well, it could be the abduction or a visit by aliens. And I'm not talking off planet. I'm talking about her family might get visited. We've got abuse and neglect externally, and internally the devil. Well, if that's not the abuse of the children, I have no idea what is. The abuse and neglect, and okay, right. If I look at that card correctly, it looks like chained to a bed. Is what it looks like. Looks like a bed in the background with the chain in the foreground. I mean, it might be a couch or something as well, but and the devil. The money. It's the money. Whatever it is that she's got hidden, it's documentation of the money. And we've got the dating. Who was paired with who? Oh, okay. Yeah, who was paired with who to receive the gift? Oh, yick. And then icky card. Systematically taken apart. Landfill tossed out like garbage in the mountains. I keep getting the bodies are going to be found. You've then got cover up and revenge. Cover up of revenge. We've got revenge. Oh, accident. Again. Faked death. Again. Comes out just about every time with Ghislaine. And then hitting the road. Hitting the road and joining her spousal partner. But, oh, gee. Just having a look at this. Justice. Home. Somebody is alive, but they are hiding with this supposed death. But you've got healing and imprisonment near the beach. Near the beach. Okay. I'm going to grab the yes, no cards just for some quick answers because otherwise we'll be here for an hour and a half again today. Just put those away, otherwise I'll pop them all over the floor with my big dangly sleeves. Yes, see, there are no cards there. When Ghislaine has her accident, let me put it that way, when Ghislaine has her accident, in inverted commas, Will a book be released showing all the payments and the who was paired with whom? Show me. Show me. Is that the document that is actually going to come out? No. No. Right. I've got to say no for that. No. Okay. Let me be not quite so specific. When Gila. Okay. Will a book come out? Because I'm not going to talk about an accident or anything. When will a book come out? Or not even a book. Will documentation, will evidence, okay, will evidence come out detailing who paid what to Epstein and Max, to anyone involved in this, who paid what? Will a ledger book come out of what was paid in for services? Will there be documentation, a ledger or something similar come out that will detail who paid for services? That was a no card. How do I put this? Will evidence come out? Will any evidence come out detailing who paid, showing a money trail? Will evidence come out showing a money trail? No. Blank. No, still no. Am I asking the wrong question? Because those true crime oracle cards are very specific. That's something to do with the greed and the gifts from family. Right, so will somebody within Ghislaine Maxwell's family release documentation? Will someone in Ghislaine Maxwell's family release any documentation regarding the trafficking of children, the abuse of children? Will, yes. I don't know what it's going to be. I'm going to go by that one because I had the next card was a no, but as I've been told, go by the first card. Anything following up just reinforces it. So yeah, I'm going to say, okay, let's have a look. The Golden Universal Tarot. I want to know more, and not sure whether that was just a card flop. You know, if you try often enough, you'll get heads type thing. Tell me about what's this documentation that's going to come out? The abuse and movement forward. The abuse, the betrayal, the deceit, the win at any cost. What is, using the, if I didn't show you the Golden Universal Tarot, what is the documentation that is going to come out? Do not be surprised if the stuff that gets presented to Congress is just a nothing, a Mueller report style redaction, but there's something else, something from somewhere else. It's not coming from the DOJ. What is this documentation that's going to come out? What do we need to know about it? What do we need to know about this documentation that's coming out? Oh, you want that one? Leave that one there, okay? Somebody's trying to keep it hidden, but someone's also protecting it, okay? And it's to do with the money. Again, it's to do with the money. Now, I kept getting money trail. So someone's hanging on to it, protecting it, and it is to do with the money. And it brings with it huge truth that will just cut through everything. We've got here the hermit, the isolation, the introspection, but also shining a light on the path forward, the investigation. The energy that we're stewing in regards to is finding this path forward. In the past, the illusion, delusion, smoke, mirrors, poor choices, just confusing everything. But also, it is also choices based on greed and addiction and power. Right, crowning this reading. You're not going to see it just yet. It is yet to be harvested. This figure here is looking at it intently, waiting for the right time, but what it contains is secrets. I'm just going to say it contains the secrets, and it is going to be revealed. We've got the Queen of Swords here. Is that my Ghislaine card? Externally, could be. Internally, a plan to get her overseas, perhaps. Unexpected out of left field, and the outcome: loss, disappointment, heartbreak, bringing a significant ending to many as the money is exposed. And those that are exposed are these crusty old oligarchical power-hungry kings, and it's going to end up in an absolute slugfest. Yeah, I'm just going to say I think it is it's the money trail. That's the document that we're waiting on. That will come out, and from what those true crime cards were saying, it will be released when Maxwell has her "oh whoops" and letting her get away moment. I'm just going to leave it there. Hour 10. Oh goodness, sorry about the length of it. Okay, take care. Love to you all.